Forest fires have always been a part of our landscape, but as has been documented, they are starting to burn with greater intensity and more frequently.
Climate change is a huge contributor to the amount of wildfires that devastate our forests every year. But it's also in those forests where the healing from those devastating effects begin.
This just allows us to get a look inside the cone.
For every future tree, it's all about what's inside something that most of us take for granted every day, the pine cone.
Each of these trays holds, kind of a designated number of cones, and that's basically so we can get them in a flat layer.
Kia Woodruff is the general manager of Silvaseed, the largest privately held tree seed bank working out of Roy that harvests and distributes tree seeds to everything from private landowners to foresting companies. She says the biggest effort that Silvaseed is involved with is reforestation, especially in areas that were devastated by wildfires.
Reforestation is one of the most powerful and ready-made tools that we have to fight climate change. Putting more trees out in the landscape sequesters more carbon. And I realize there's a lot of tools in the toolbox, but this is a really well-known and fairly simple one that we can all be working on a little bit more right now.
Forest fires are not only becoming more common due to climate change, they're also burning hotter and faster than ever before, a reason that many of these cones are being harvested from areas that are most at risk.
The post-fire landscape is particularly sensitive because a lot of times there will not be a lot of seed available. And so that's where a lot of our focus is now shifting, is that we're trying to make sure we're putting enough resources into getting seed from lands where that seed resource might be lost in the event of a catastrophic wildfire.
Once the cones are brought to the Silvaseed facility from forests throughout the Pacific Northwest, they go through a rigorous testing process to make sure that the seeds that they bear are healthy and able to continue the process of being readied and then frozen, preserving them for future distribution.
Once we have it to the quality that we think is as good as we're going to get it, especially for long-term storage, then it gets weighed and measured and documented and put into our seed vault.
Time is of the essence when it comes to dealing with our forests and climate change. Hence why this company that's been around since 1871 still forages for cones the old-fashioned way.
Because we're not producing these seeds in a laboratory, if we want to be able to reforest all of the areas that are, have the potential to be affected by forest fire, then we need to go out and collect those seeds before those areas burn.